Started. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Tuesday, the 24th of June. So the craziness of the weekend has kind of settled somewhat for now. Let me just check the stream's fine. And yeah, we're into a nice little part of the week where we're probably going to have a lot of volatility. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. This is a massive change in long to short ratios since. So when we were looking at yesterday, we were probably looking at it here. It was about 1.1. So in the last 24 hours, we've gone from 1.1 to 0.7. So 47.5% short to 58.9% short. Very, very interesting. Um, yeah, that's quite a big flip. We've actually been having a lot of really big flips recently over the course of like a day or two. Let's just quickly have a look at the liquidity. So yeah, we got some really, really local stuff at 106.6, just above this high from June the 20th. Very, very locally, and we've probably built quite a lot of stuff down at the lows now. Oh, not really that much to be fair. Not really that much at all. So the most local stuff is still, what did I say, 106.6 and 109.3 is still intact as well as being like a hotspot. Uh, I don't know if we've got a close over there just yet because I haven't actually looked at the charts. But yeah, in terms of the order book, the stuff at 109, 110 is still heavily at place. There's not really anything in the book until then, actually. Let's just have a look. We've got a lot of longs on side at this top. I'm not sure if those 600 were hit on that candle. This footprint is not really that good. I kind of need to find a new one. Delta, display difference. Anyway, I'm not going to mess around with this now, but it looks like there was a lot of longing on this candle, and they might be a little bit offside, which is interesting. The VPVR will keep. We'll turn that off for now. So yeah, not really too much in the order book actually. It's very, very thin at the moment. Let's just go down to a slightly lower time frame just to see. Oh, here we go. That's way better actually. So we do have some light, quite light stuff stacking above us at 106 to 10, 106.2 to 106.5, which is about the same area as the local short liquidity that we just looked at. So interesting, definitely very interesting. So yeah, that's about it for the data. Let me change my screen. Just remember to do it on all of these first. But yeah, anyone in any trades, let me know, or looking at anything interesting. I am in a couple short-term things um, that I did just take literally just before the stream. So I'm in a small Fartcoin short from this band, and now we failed June, which is quite nice. I'm also in a small Sui short. Kind of did the same thing. As soon as it started failing here, I just took a little one here and went underneath the daily open watch. It's nice. I think I also took. No, I didn't take anything else, but I did have a couple orders set on Sol in around. I think it was 49 to 47.5, literally just in here, which haven't got hit yet. And similar thing with like Doge. Just a few ones because the invalidation is quite tight. It'll be above this hip, so about 1.5 to 2% stop on these shorts. And I'm not going like mad heavy because yeah, we have done some really nice local regains. But yeah, it just looks like we could maybe, for example, on Doge, if we get a bounce, see something like that, and then maybe come taper off a little bit. Or yeah, we could even come and test the lows, which actually has been tested already. So these are actually really good regains. Maybe I should be looking for longs as well. Um, yeah, actually, doesn't look that bad, does it? Is anyone looking for any longs, or are they waiting for a retest of lows? That's actually a hidden bearish on the stablecoin demand, literally right at the top. So that could actually signal a short-term top on Doge. We also have a 4-hour wick into the combination band. Interesting. We'll have to see how that plays out. The retail stablecoin demand and the combination band do hit quite well together. Even on the 4-hour, to be fair. When was the last one here? We got one, I guess that one didn't really hit, but we did a high. So yeah, you can see that they do hit quite well sometimes. So I am in a little apprehensive short, just from like a little bit higher. To be fair, not on Doge, but let's have a look at Bitcoin and we'll see what's kind of cooking. So have I got? Okay, they've plotted the nice the daily. So yeah, we had a really big wick on this candle and two really big monster 4-hour candle regains, which is quite nice. We've kind of just done combination band to combination band here. This is obviously an area where potential resistance could come into play. And yeah, we've kind of tapped it perfectly as well in the combination band. Currently failing the daily open as well. So let's see if we can hold June. That'll be a really big indicator to see if we are going to go higher or not. If we fail June, simply maybe just do this and wait for the long, either on the 618. Feb actually might be an interesting one, or the stupid pocket all the way down here. So there's 3 different longs that you could take. Yeah, if you're not in the short from here, you might get one more go if we get back up to the daily open, and you can hedge something off there. Those are really the plays on Bitcoin. Yeah, I didn't catch any longs at the bottom just because yesterday, like I said, I kind of just wanted to wait. And to be fair, if I tried to long the weekly open, I probably would have got stopped out on that wick. So yeah, if anyone did try and relong the lows, then well played. But yeah, this one was just, and all the alts kind of did the same thing. If you tried to long the weekly open with a 2% stop or a tight stop, you would have got stopped out. So unfortunately, that's just the way it goes. But on the 4-hour, as you can see, we are hidden bear diving right at the top in the combination band and right at resistance. So yeah, it just looks like we might come in for a high low, to be fair, and I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the higher low. Let's keep the good times going. So yeah, ETH, we have same hidden bear div that came in slightly a little bit late, but again, we've come up to the thing that led us to low, and we've wicked straight right into the combination of band as well. It's also resistance as well. Currently failing the daily open, so yeah, this hourly close is going to close beneath that. We didn't actually get on the last hour, but this hour will probably close beneath, and so it's signaling. Sorry, I might need to get some water. That we are gonna probably come down and have a retest, or maybe even the lows. If we do come up and do this, then you could try and short that as a hedge. But yeah, maybe looking at the local, you could even go down to the local stuff, and if we do start coming back up, you could do something like that and try catch something in between here and here. So the first one you could do like daily open at 618, tight stop, and then the next one you could do the stupid pocket in the resistance. I mean, depends on what leverage you're doing and what really you're feeling, but this is probably going to come down. This combination band is going to come down in there, and there'll probably be like a really sweet spot just in there. Look, we're already kind of getting it. We're getting the first wick. Maybe we'll get one more, and then we'll see. You could hedge short that on a lower time frame. But yeah, those are basically the plays right now. I'm in a little. I'm in some small, not some mass. They're not massive shorts on Fartcoin and stuff, but they're like, yeah, they're smallish. Maybe half usual size. Maybe a little bit less than half that I usually do. I don't really want to take too many big risks at the moment, but yeah, it's looking quite good. I might even, if we do come back up and do a secondary failure, I'll go in a little bit harder. But yeah, that's basically what's on the cards here. Um, I just want to take that off so it's easier to see because it's gonna give me a fucking headache. Yeah, we do look like we're doing that, so we could actually even try and take this together. That is a crazy 3 minute candle, by the way. Oh, whoops. Is this gonna load? Let's get on the 5 minute. It's a bit nicer. So yeah, we are getting the oversold. We're kind of getting the change on the stablecoin demand, but yes, we have broken down on the low time frames. Um, I'd say if you're trying to short the daily open, have quite a tight stop. Not too tight, but sort of like halfway in between there and the 786. And if you manage to get up here, then start to ladder in a nice one in between here with the stop sort of like above there or something like that, depending on your leverage. If you're on slightly lower leverage, you could even do above there. But yeah, I think that's looking quite good to be fair. I might even have to do something on my phone quickly, but let me just continue. If anyone's got anything that they want me to look at, then feel free to slap it in the chat now. Hype obviously has been doing quite good since we bounced from the 786 to 886 pocket. Turn those off so we can just see a little bit better. We also had a really nice retest of the 786 here as well, so perfect. Again, the retail stablecoin demand seems to be hitting very accurately. Uh, even on the 4 hour, it can signal change of direction quite well, especially if you get something on the oscillator as well. And then there's added confluence that you can do in terms of combination band, support resistance, major monthly levels, even Stuba fibs. If you can manage to get a Stuba fib on the low time frame, um, you can get some very high confluence trades. So yeah, we're currently above the 618. It looks quite good. Probably going to go and retest this weekly, as it is untested. I think, yeah, it's untested. So that would be a nice retest in here. Literally comes in right around there, about 335.65. Nice. Yeah, but this has also made a new high from there, so I think it's looking like you could pull another bullish Stuber on this actually, which is nice. So yeah, like I said, why are we looking at some of these other alts when you could just fucking accumulate some hype? 3x cross. Let's go. Yeah, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, which we did talk about yesterday, but I think I was a bit too. I kind of just had a no action policy yesterday, just because I didn't really want to get caught up in all the madness. But in hindsight, I think I was talking about Popcat hitting 24 cents all the way from up here, and we kind of hit it to a T, and I didn't buy any. So I mean, that's kind of on me, isn't it? But yeah, we did do that, and we also held this on the 4 hour with really nice back tested wick. So I mean, if you tried to long any weekly open yesterday, you probably got burned unless you're on like really low leverage. So or like spot, but yeah, it's just is what it is. I mean, you either buy the lows or you kind of just sit that one out. But yeah, let me have a look at the chat. Hey, Prabby, what's going on, man? Render worked out? Yeah, render did work out, Brummy, bro. That was looking really good yesterday. Let's actually have a look at it now. Yeah, I knew that was. I mean, I've been looking at buying render for fucking ages, bro. Like, it's just one of them ones, isn't it? So yeah, well done on buying some yesterday, bro. Like, I think if we do get some sort of like AI related alt season, that something like this as a buy is probably gonna look really good in the future. Uh, Something's not loading, but yeah. I mean, that looks like a double bottom on the weekly. Retest of that double bottom on the AA6. We've got a new high now. If we don't set a higher high from here, it could be fucking over. That's what I will say though. So we really need to see some strong movements now in the altcoin market. But yeah, that was a really good buy, bro. Well played for sure. I was so tempted on pulling the trigger after my stream yesterday, but then I said to everyone, I was like, I'm just not really gonna do anything until the daily close, and then it all kind of just slipped away from me, and I just started doing other stuff, activities, if you know what I mean. So yeah, GG's, bro. Especially if anyone bought any spot or anything, well played. I'm very very happy for you guys, especially Brahmi, as you were like, I'm buying this, and yeah, got also a perfect back test. But yeah, there probably will be another chance to buy the lows, especially if we get a little pullback here. What's not loading? Something's not loading in there, but anyway. Um, yeah, that's about it ish for the roundup. If no one's got anything specific that they want to talk about, we could just have a look at some of the lower time frames or some of the alts that maybe did some decent moves. And yeah, to be fair, like some alts are still in a downtrend. So this has made a lower low for altcoin, and actually hasn't closed the candle above this high. So I mean, from a chart perspective, you're still looking to short this. And then if it does manage to hold here, sorry, let me stop doing the brush. If it does manage to hold something like that, or maybe even there, let's just have a look on the AI. Yeah, let's take that second one off and just keep it like this. So if it does manage to hold something like in here, and not break this low, then yes, we're looking at potentially going higher. As of right now, we've got a low, high, lower low. We're expecting a lower high. So yeah, but yeah, I might buy a bit more down here and then just put my stop below there, and then sell some up here. I think that's what I'm going to do with Filecoin. However, if we look at hype, let's actually just get a new chart out for once. That's the Bybit chart. We'll get the Binance chart. No. Get the MEXC chart? Yeah, we'll get the MEXC chart out. So hype has actually set a new high, so we can draw a local. We can now draw a local fib from the low to the higher high. There's also probably one down here as well, but yeah, if we do get a retest of June, I'm going to be a buyer for sure. Weekly open's possible, especially if we get a really strong hold, which will be here. Literally comes out perfectly there. And then on the lower time frames, because we made a new high from here, we could also draw a sneaky lower time frame Stuber. And that lower time frame Stuber comes in. No, it doesn't come in around there. I thought the 618 came in around the weekly open, but it doesn't. Interesting how quite a lot of these levels are starting to match up. So, for example, June's coming in around the 786. The 886 of the local is coming in around the 618 of the larger one. And the 618 is nearish the weekly open. Nearish. But yeah, quite interesting. Definitely some movement, some plays that can be made on hype for sure. But yeah, let's have a look at. Let's just go back to ETH quickly because we were looking at this. It's tapped the 618 as of right now, so that's probably your first entry. If anyone took that, you probably got a pinpoint entry on that, by the way. And your stop should be probably around there, 0.2%, max 0.15, 0.2%. So you could even be on like 20x leverage on this shit if you wanted to. But yeah, we're getting an initial reaction, which is quite nice. You probably want to take profit around, start taking some profit around here to de-risk it. Maybe 0.45, 0.5%. And then, yeah, if that turns into a larger position, then you've got a real back-tested pinpoint entry there on the daily. And then, yeah, if it does something like this and does another one, then that's the second entry there. So nice. That actually looks really good because that's going to start to look like a bearish backtest. So break the low, bearish backtest of this. This is already backtested the high. Let me try to draw a really straight line. It's already backtested the high. Backtest the daily. Yeah, come on now. Come on now. I probably would have taken that if I had some time on my hands, but no worries. At your service. Yeah, I don't really have too much else to speak about in the short term as of right now. That's made a new low, so you could draw one here as well on Bitcoin. Same sort of thing. Come up to daily, have your stop in here, then the second one is between there and there, which you want to do slightly less leverage with your stop above here. And then hopefully that turns into a larger position. I mean, you've kind of nearly already tested the low anyway, which would be in between June and 104.4-ish. Just take those off. So yeah, let's look at some alts. Let's look at some alts and see what they did. So we were looking at Pepe yesterday. Oh, there's just way too much stuff on this chart, isn't there? What can I take off? Let's take that off. Alright, cool. Yeah, so we're looking at Pepe on the 886 yesterday, and it looks like it's perfectly called the bottom. So what happened was we basically got a synergy of all of my reversal things in one. Well, not in one. We got the green dot after. We got the reversal on the stablecoin demand and the double wick into the band at the same time. And then we just backtest moon. Let's go on the hourly and see what happened on the auto chart. Yeah, you got quite a nice backtest there as well. That's probably the weekly open, right? Did a similar sort of thing. What's that wick? 2.6. So annoying. I'm sorry if anyone did long those weekly opens and get stopped. It's just it is what it is, man. Unfortunately. Got about. See you later, bro. Yeah. Let's have a look at this on a slightly higher time frame. I think it still looks quite good, man. What can I say? We're still in an uptrend. We made a new high. This is the high. This is the low. We basically just tested the top of this swing, and now we're looking to start going a bit higher. That's a pretty nice close on the short term. So I would say that if it were to do something like this, yeah, that's not a bad. That's not a bad. This is not a bad zone to try and short, and this is not a bad zone to try and long. I would say there's obviously plays that you can do in between. You know, lose that. You can try and short that, da, da, da. Like, there's obviously things that you can do in between, but in terms of swing positions, uh, I'm looking at that and that. You know what? I might even ladder something in on this. What's the stop? Bro. Hey, it's a little bit too big. Maybe on my Hyperliquid 3x cross. That looks like it's going to try and make one more up into the Q4. Actually. Some alts, though, have not actually broken down on the lower time frame yet. We have done the bearish retest. Let's actually have a look at... Why is Trendmaster not working on this? Actually, that doesn't look that good. Yeah, I'm expecting a little pullback here. If we grind slightly higher, it would be perfect, because then we're just going to do something like that. Bang. But anyway, it doesn't have to be perfect, which is why I'm in a couple tentative little shorty shorts. But yeah, it's not looking too bad though. We've actually just bullishly backtested June. We haven't actually broken down on Bitcoin on the hourly yet. We barely did it on the 15-minute. Hold on. What's going on with my fucking trading view today? Yeah, I mean, it's actually a little bit hard to see. I guess it depends on what kind of exchange you're on. Yeah, that one didn't. That one didn't fail actually. Oh, the index. The index actually. No, it didn't fail. What? What chart was I looking at there? It did fail. I mean, we didn't get the close below on any, really. Oh no, only on the 5-minute. I don't really fuck with the 5-minute that much. I like the 15. But yeah, so in terms of other alts that are potentially looking interesting, let's have a look. So near is at resistance. This is actually something that could look potentially interesting for a short. If we get some confirmation. As of right now, we haven't actually broken down yet. Has that made it? That's actually closed a new candle above. So, yeah. What's the risk on this? Interesting. What's the range? 4% range. How about my stops? Yeah, 1 and 1. Not bad risk to reward on that little range there. Potentially short, 1% stop, 4% range down to here. Again, long, 1% stop, 4 to 1 either way. Not bad. Not too bad. Let's just turn those off for a second and get some really lower time frame shit going. Hmm. Yeah, it's just it's looking potentially a little bit pullbacky. Pullbacky. Let's have a look at some other stuff. What else is looking good? I don't really want to look at that. What's Injective doing? Ooh, Injective. Holding that swing in that band. New 1 hour high, which is nice. Very strong buying from this back test. I really like that. And it's made a new high now. Obviously, an area of resistance. Yeah, I mean, there was just, come on. We could do a back test of that. That's been back tested. That doesn't need to be back tested, so I'd say in between there. Yeah, a little bit of a pullback. Nothing crazy. You could even pull Stuba. I mean, yeah, you could pull one from here to here as well. Let's see what happens. Yeah, anyone in a trade? Anyone looking at any trades or Sui actually had a really good bounce from the low from the support that we were talking about. Obviously, I didn't take it, but we're currently struggling with this resistance level now. I mean, I think I talked about Sui, but this is a really nice buy. This is a really nice buyback. It's actually swinging quite a lot at the moment. So yeah, I'm looking for this to fail here and have a pullback down to like 256 ish or 27. Yeah, let's have a look at the PopCat lower time frames as well. Actually, first, let's look at. Sure, we haven't really looked at any daily charts after the closes. That's still. I mean, they're still looking quite bearish on the daily to me. Apart from hype. Hype looks fucking sick, bro. That looks so good. That just looks so good, bro. Yeah, that looks fucking sick. What's Tau doing? I haven't actually checked Tau in ages. I've just got spot bags sitting at like 360-ish. Yeah, it needs to put in a higher low, really. No, not like that. Needs to put in a higher low and a higher high. Just at resistance, to be fair. Everything's at resistance right now, so I would really just say don't long anything right now. How's that ETH short doing? It's a little bit meh. It's a little bit meh. But yeah, we're just at resistance. We're in the combination band. We're at the nub. It's it's an area where you would expect some resistance. We're also getting some stuff in the stablecoin demand, which I don't like. A wick, we're bearishly retesting daily open, especially if this 4-hour closes beneath. So I am in general expecting a little pullback, which I probably will be longing on these levels down below. As I'm trying to get in a couple shots. But that's provided we hold the local stuff on the hourly. So I don't want to make any new lows beneath this, for example. Pull a fib from there to there. 886, 786 comes in around here. Yeah, don't want to break that low. And then, yeah. That's basically what I'm looking at, guys. And if anyone's not got anything for me to look at, then I am going to love you and leave you. Next week, I'm going to be back in London, so we're going to do longer streams. We're going to do slightly more prepared streams, so I can actually look at the market before I stream as well. I can actually bring you potential setups before, rather than just looking through the market with you guys. And then we'll probably do Wednesdays as well, because I talked to Max about it, and it's just weird. Everything just happens on Wednesday, so things that we talk about on Tuesday, they play out through Wednesday, and then Thursday's already basically done. So yeah, it's